To solve problems that have an x, a y, and a z, you can definitely do them by hand. But a lot of times when we do them by hand, we have a tendency to make a tiny error, which will kind of mess everything up. So I'm going to show you how you can also use your calculator. The first thing we're going to do is make what's called an augmented matrix, which tells me what I'm inputting. And I'm inputting the coefficients of everything. So this has no x's. So I'm going to list my x's, my y's, my z's, and my numbers. So 0x for the first row, 6y, 4z, negative 18. The next row, 3, 3, no z, 9. The third one, 2, no y, negative 3 for z, and 12. So this is what we're going to put into our calculator as a matrix and let my calculator do all the operations. So write this much down and I'll show you how to use your calculator. So in your graphing calculator, what you're going to do is, I hope you see this matrix button right here. So I'm going to press second matrix, and I'm going to scroll over to edit. When I edit this matrix, remember it had 3 rows, so 3 enter by 4 columns. And now I'm just going to enter the coefficients. 0, 6, 4, negative 18. And then when I press enter, it should bring me down to the next line. 3, 3, 0, 9. And that should bring me down to the next row. 2, 0, negative 3, and 12. So now I'm going to quit out of this. So press second mode, and that quits out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, calculator, go back to the matrix, and this time I'm going to go to math. Now you can scroll up or down. I'm going to scroll up, and what we're looking for is RREF, and that's called reduced row echelon form, and I'll show you what that means in just a second. So press enter. So my calculator is saying, okay, I'm going to reduce this matrix. I have to tell it which matrix. So second matrix, option number 1, because that's the one I edited, and I pressed enter. So this is called a solutions matrix. Write that down, and I'll show you what that means. All right, here's what this means. If I have 1s through the diagonal, this is my answer. 6, negative 3, 0. This is saying for x, when x has a value but the other letters don't, my answer is 6. So there's my x place. When I have a value for y but nothing else, there's my y place, and the same thing with the z. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you try this matrix. And all I want you to do is give me the solution matrix, and I'll explain what it means. So go to your calculator, plug this in, try that again one more time, editing RREF, then I'll explain the solution. All right, so my solutions matrix looks like this. Now, when I focus on this piece right here, it looks nothing like this one right here. And the issue is I have zeros all across the bottom. So here's what I ask myself. Can 0 equal 0? Is that a true statement? Nothing equals nothing. So yes, it is. So we're going to have what's called a dependent solution where I'm going to use a variable. All right, so I'm going to write what I have. That first line, I have 1x and 1z. So this is my x columns, my y's, my z's. So I have 1z, and that equals 3. This line right here, I have a y minus a 2z equals negative 3. When 0 equals 0, I'm just going to say, well, let z be z. Okay? Now that z is z, because I have an ordered triplet, I know z is z. Then I'm going to go ahead here and solve for y. So I'm going to add 2x to the other side, so y equals 2z minus 3. So 2z minus 3 is my y value. And I'm going to move z over here, so x equals negative z plus 3, and there's my x value. So what we're really truly looking at is we're comparing our solutions matrix if it has that 0, 0, 1, or if it has all zeros. Area of a triangle, we can use what's called a determinant and a matrix to do that as well. And here's the formula. So what this means is, here's my x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. So I'm going to plug it into this formula here. 1, 0, 1. 2, 2, 1. 4, 3, 1. And guess what? My calculator can do this work for me as well. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to plug this into a matrix. This is 3 rows by 3 columns. So in our calculator, second matrix, let's go ahead and edit. And this time we're going to edit a 3 by 3. And let's enter our values. 1, 0, 1. To bring us down to the next line of 2, 2, 1. So 2, 2, 1. And our third line is 4, 3, 1. So once I have that, again, we'll clear out. And then I'll say, okay, calculator, what I want you to do this time when I scroll over to math is option number 1. I want you to tell me the determinant of what I just entered. So then I'm going to say second matrix, option number 1, enter, and it's going to give me a value of -3. So going back to this right here, the value of -3, notice how it says a plus and minus? So right now I have plus and minus -3. Well, I can't have an area of a -3, so I'm really going to focus on this part right here. I have a -3, which is plus. So the area of this triangle is 3 units squared.